in today's video, we have the next direct deposit date shared. We have the top scams of 2026. We also have a new program that the IRS has implemented. So make sure you stay tuned for all of the details. But before we begin, as always, welcome back, everyone. So very happy to have you back for another IRS update. Now let's begin top scams of 2026. And number one on the list is IRS impersonation by email, text, and phone. Scammers use email, text, direct messages, spoof caller ID, and computer-generated calls to lure victims into clicking suspicious links, opening malware attachments, or sharing sensitive financial information. Number two on the list is misleading tax advice on social media. Viral tax hacks can push taxpayers to file returns with false information or claim credits they don't qualify for, leading to refund delays, audits, or penalties. Number three on the list is new client schemes. Fraudsters pose as prospective clients and send malicious links or attachments disguised as tax documents to victims. Number four is EFIN, PTIN, and CAF scams. And these are phishing attempts by scammers seeking identification numbers used by tax professionals, including their electronic filing identification number, which is the EFIN number, the EFIN documents, their preparer tax identification PTIN number, and their centralized authorized file, which is the CAF number. And this is how the scammers attack your tax professionals who are filing your taxes. And those are the top scams according to the IRS for 2026. Now let's move on to the new penalty relief program, automatic exemption from penalty, known as AEP program, which will provide penalty relief automatically to many eligible taxpayers rather than requiring them to apply or request a penalty relief. And when taxpayers meet the requirements for the penalty relief, the IRS will automatically provide the relief from certain penalties instead of requiring you, the taxpayer, to apply or request it. And taxpayers qualify for AEP if they have timely filed required tax returns and paid any tax due for the prior 3 years. For quarterly tax returns, taxpayers generally must have a timely compliance history for the prior 12 consecutive quarters. The AEP program applies during original tax return processing. For eligible individual taxpayers, AEP prevents failure to file and failure to pay penalties from being applied. And for eligible business taxpayers, AEP prevents failure to file, failure to pay, and failure to deposit penalties from being applied. The IRS has announced it will begin phasing in the AEP program for penalties associated with the 2025 tax returns and the 2026 quarterly tax returns. And in 2027, the AEP program is expected to apply more broadly to 2026 tax returns for eligible original returns with due dates on or after January 1st, 2027. Now, when the AEP applies, the IRS will send taxpayers a notice explaining that the penalty was not assessed because of their timely compliance history. Taxpayers who receive an AEP notice do not need to contact the IRS or respond to the notice. What should taxpayers do if they receive a penalty notice? Taxpayers should not ignore an IRS notice assessing a failure to file, failure to pay, or failure to deposit penalty. If you receive a penalty notice for a 2025 tax return and you did not receive a separate notice explaining that the AEP was supplied, review the notice carefully. If you believe the penalty is wrong or that you qualify for the penalty relief, call the IRS at the toll-free number listed on the notice and request penalty relief. Now let's move on to the Trump accounts. Jumpstart your child's financial future with a Trump account, which are individual retirement accounts for U.S. citizens under 18. 1,000 contribution for every American child born 2025 to 2028. Now you can use your IRS account to apply for the Trump account using Form 4547. You can also get more information on the Trump accounts by going to trumpaccounts.gov. Now let's move on to the good news. Approve delayed tax refunds. And the next direct deposit date shared is 846, refund issued for August 3rd, 2026. Make sure you're checking your IRS online transcript as well as the WMR on irs.gov for your next direct deposit date. And the IRS is also approving your amended tax returns. This particular return was completed July 27, 2026, a total of around 6 weeks for the IRS to complete this particular tax return. The timeline for amended tax returns are usually 16 weeks. Now make sure you stay tuned for how you can check the status of your delayed tax refunds. Contact the IRS at 1-800-829-1040, and you can contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service for assistance as well, especially if you are experiencing financial hardship due to your tax refund being delayed. You can contact them at 1-877-777-4778. You can also schedule an in-person appointment by calling 844-545-5640. You can also contact your local state representative by going to house.gov, put in your zip code, finding your representative, and you can contact them to receive assistance in finding out what the delay is. So make sure to explore all of these options to find out what is causing the tax refund delay. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back for more tax refund updates and breaking news. Bye-bye.